Oh, goodness. So Tavernier is just before Isla Mirada, and this whole area has such a rich history in fishing. Not only the offshore fishing, but the inshore fishing especially. Back in the day, you know, there's been many presidents that have come to this area, many famous people in search of all the game fish that are here. Not only the tarpon and the bonefish on the flats, but offshore, the dolphin, wahoo, sailfish. So this is really probably one of the most known destinations for fishing in Florida. This week we're heading down to the Florida Keys. We're going to be fishing at a Tavernier, and we're going to be targeting pelagics offshore. Yeah, the Florida Keys, I mean, just as a string of islands off the southern end of Florida that is really become a destination for many vacationers. A lot of people from overseas come here, and not only that, but there's a lot of people that from Florida that visit here frequently as well. You know, myself, I come down here pretty much every year, bring the kids down here, do fishing and snorkeling, and actually this week's guest host does the same exact thing. Jeff, he's been coming down here for over 30 years, fishing and diving these waters of Tavernier. Wow, what a morning. Leaving Tavernier Creek, Marina, sun's coming up, Jeff Hedgepath. You said you've been coming down here for what?
20 plus years.
20 plus
yeah.
years.
My wife's best friend ran the marina 20 years ago. We've been coming down here with the kids since they were very little. And she passed away a few years ago, but as a family, we still come down. One of my best friends runs the marina, owns it, and we have a great time.
Yeah, you know, it's so common that so many people travel down here and do what we're gonna do. We're gonna our plan is just to see what she'll give us today, go look for some dolphin, maybe some permanent, and then maybe run out to the humps.
Well, we have such a variety of different things we can do while we're here. So, like I said, we'll try to get some mice, maybe some permit after that, and do a little snorkeling afterwards.
So coming down here, we're coming down in the spring, and our plan was to get out and to look for pelagics. We're a little late for the sailfish season, but there are still some around, and a little early for dolphin season, but we were hopeful to get out on some of these structures, either artificial reefs or some of the natural bottom contour, and look for tuna and dolphin. Just pulled up to this wreck, saw this guy's next to us just hooked up on a sail, and we'll go ahead and throw some of those mullet out. We were coming here to look for permit, but that's the way this place is, you never know. Gotta be ready. I got something on this one.
There you go. Need clear lines, George?
I got something.
Yeah, over, under.
You're fine, you're fine.
Okay.
I'm used to fishing around a lot of lines. Feels amberjack-like. Is there amberjacks here?
Yeah, very possible.
That's a pretty big mullet we put on.
You never know on these wrecks. They'll hold just about everything.
Hey, Jeff, swim on down there and see what this is. I don't need to waste my time or not.
I don't see any color or anything.
Or maybe it's just a big jack. Creval. They get big jacks out here?
Yeah. I've seen just about anything on a wreck. Certain times of year, you got certain stuff. Almost looks like permit.
Big jack.
Big jack, yeah.
Big creval out here on these wrecks. Look at this. Jeez. We saw those in the channel chasing bait earlier. That is a tackle tester right there. Keep his head turned. You want to grab this? That one is full grown right there. These things do not get the respect they deserve. Look at that thing. Trocar right in the corner of the mouth. Woo. These things will tear you up. They're so strong. Let's let him go. Woo!
Good job.
I'm sore from that one.
Real-Time Florida Sportsman is brought to you by Yozuri. Fish the best.
So out off the Keys, there's several different areas that are just pinnacles where the bottom rises several hundred feet out of nowhere. So you could be out in 600 feet of water and the next thing you know, you're in 400 feet of water. These are just humps. That's what they call them down here. And they're most known for the tuna fishing. A lot of blackfin, not always the biggest fish, but there's certain times of year you know, that they do get them, and there's different ways to target them to catch the big ones. We were gonna be trolling 4 artificials and just covering water back and forth over the top of those pinnacles. You put those baits far back and you're hoping those blackfin come up there and you get the bite. Fish on?
Fish on.
Yep. There he is, left. These blackfin that we were catching, we call them footballs just because that's just what they look like. These are built for speed. Their pectoral fins, you know, completely retract. Their dorsal fins completely retract, and these things have a tail on them that propels them to speeds that are just unimaginable. Couple little tuna, you think?
I believe so. That's usually what we get here. These little lures you brought.
Little blackfin.
Oh, they love these little things.
Yeah, I just threw out that little Yozuri vibe, man. Control that thing fast as you want.
I'm glad to see they're making them because I used to make them myself. Now I can go buy them and not have to do it. Trade.
Little baby football.
Little football.
Is this typical for the size that you're catching out here? Or do you get big ones too?
Yeah, this time of year, now some of the other humps carry bigger fish.
That bait's almost as big as that blackfin. Look at this.
They're tasty.
God, how cool is that? Little feathers. This is a Yozuri 5, you know, pretty much anything way back there small enough, they'll come up and eat it. Little twinsies. Little blackfin out here on the hump. Let these guys go. Let them grow up and get a lot bigger. You can make the drive all the way down through the Upper Keys into the Lower Keys and to Key West, the southernmost destination in the United States. Once you get to Key West, the southernmost point, that's not the end of the road. There's more there. You got the Marquesas and you got the Dry Tortugas, and these are places that are accessible only by boat or by seaplane. The Dry Tortugas is a destination, it's a national park. It was built over 100 years ago with millions of bricks, and it's a place that most people don't even know exists. But I tell you, you come down here, it's one of those places that you have to travel to, you have to see. Because of its remoteness and its difficulty to access, it creates a fishery that's incredible. The bottom fishing there is world-renowned, world-class. You can't even explain it. You drop a bait to the bottom, it doesn't take long, you're gonna have something on. You don't have to go to the Dry Tortugas. Bottom fishing out of Key West, the mutton snapper fishing is off the chart. You get out there in 120, 150 feet of water, and these things are just insane.
Fish on. He came right up back of the boat, didn't he?
Yeah, he didn't care if it was close. This one was just sitting right behind the boat. That Yozuri vibe, man. Crazy.
A little better fish.
He's still a little guy. Fun to catch, so I bet you come out here with some light tackle and some pilchards, you could have a ball. It's a problem though, I hear you never know what you're gonna get. Could be a small one, big one. You know, you gotta imagine there's stuff in here eating these guys. Sailfish, wahoo. There's a little better one here.
Occasional marlin. Oh, he whacked that.
No, he got that good. Came right up behind the boat and ate that short. That's the lure I needed.
Real-Time Florida Sportsman is brought to you by Triton Boats. We take America fishing.
So you can be running across these flats and they have these areas that are designated. I mean, we stopped at a lighthouse that is just an incredible a sight to see. You're like, this thing actually still exists, and it is just a structure out in the middle of the ocean. And what that does is that creates life, and there's a reef system around it, and there's fish around it, and the water is crystal clear. And then they have these areas that you can pull up with mooring buoys that are just little preserves for all of these tropical reef fish. I mean, you can jump in the water, you can be in 10 feet of water, and the amount of vibrant life underneath. There's sea fans, and there's colorful fish, and there's live coral, and barracuda swimming by, and sharks, and grouper. There's so many things under there that you just got to get in the water and experience it when you come to the Florida Keys. Oh, there's another one. Oh, triple.
I lost this one, I think.
Keep jerking it, I bet you can come right up. Tough little boogers. Nope, he's hitting this one.
He hit this one, came off and hit that one, or we had a pair.
There you go. God, this little vibe, man, this thing is catching them. God, you know what? You bring the kids out here, they have a ball with this.
That's what I did as my kids were growing up. It's a big fish to them, they can handle it, and they just love it.
And you will get some bigger ones in here.
Oh yeah. I've got them up to 25, 30 pounds in here before.
They all run together. So nice, you come out here, you don't have to worry about bait. Look at that. I mean, it's just like a couple dollars in skirts and tackle. You can.
Going over with you.
Getting bigger. It doesn't matter what time of year you come to the Keys, there's always something chewing, and they have seasons. Obviously, there's certain times of year that certain fish feed better than others and that they're here. And in the fall, as the temperatures begin to cool, the bait fish really stack up in the Florida Keys. And really what that lends itself to is just a variety of predator fish that are feeding on these baits. In the wintertime, this is probably an area that with the wintertime, springtime, is really known for its sail fishing. Incredible offshore sail fishing. A lot of the charter boats target these fish. And as you move towards the springtime and the early summer, tarpon pretty much is something on the inshore side that takes over. It's prime time. You set up on some of these bridges and there's tarpon everywhere. You go out in the flats and there's chains of fish that are just migrating through. So a great time in the spring and summer. And then as you're getting towards the summer, as the offshore fishing gets better and better, you're looking at a really good dolphin fishery. Those southeast breezes, what they do is they just stack these weed lines up off the coast of the Keys, and that just lends itself to great dolphin fishing. Little dolphin or something. They just got out here. It's crazy. I made a 28-mile run from Tavernier in the dark to get here early. This is the 409 hump. Quite a run for us. But hopefully it pays off. Little fish right now, but you never know out here. You got something good? Oh yeah, you got a better fish.
Trade your side.
Little dolphin. If he's too small, let's just show him and let him go. He's, oh, little baby bull. You know, let's let him go. You know, so many times down here they
Turn him back, let him grow.
yeah, that, you know, fastest growing fish in the ocean. There's no sense in killing that little guy right there. That thing's probably a couple months old. Unbelievable, fastest growing fish. Look at those colors. You couldn't paint that if you tried. I always say that. Beautiful. They're fun. When you get in that light tackle, they're fun. I'm gonna let her go.
A lot of fun, a lot of fun.
20 inches they have to be. You can keep 10 of these. But she's gonna grow up. I think I got a little one on here too. You know, you come out here, we're just trolling some feathers right now. This is actually that little feather I made yesterday. Another little dolphin. So common down here, this size. Again, this thing's probably a month or two old.
Real-Time Florida Sportsman is brought to you by Penn. Let the battle begin.
So another heavily targeted species that we were going to be looking for and that's so often targeted down here is the dolphin, the mahi-mahi. Dolphin are schooling fish, and so often you hook one, you keep them in the water, the rest are going to stick with them. And these are the fastest growing fish in the ocean. You know, they can get 20 inches in a short amount of time, a couple months, which is incredible. And I tell you, it doesn't take a lot. You throw pretty much anything in front of them and they're going to eat it.
Bunch of schoolies.
Here it comes, watch this. Oh! Ah! There's a little better one right there. Oh my God, look at the colors.
There's a little bigger fish down there. Not much, but a little bigger.
You can see that bait. Look at this. Look, this is what happens. You leave one in the water, partner comes with him. Oh! I can't see it though. Oh! Oh. You know, you scale a tackle back when you find these smaller ones, and this is how you catch them right here. Throw out a little Yozuri. Oh, look how fast he's going. Jeff's gonna throw a big mullet out the back. If there's a big one in here, he'll come up and eat that big mullet, and I'll looking for the smaller ones here with this top one plug. Foul hooked him there with that Yozuri. Getting a little bigger. That's what's just incredible about these fish is the color. And 30 seconds from now, it's gonna be a different color. And sometimes when they get excited, they'll stripe up almost like a zebra, which is the neatest thing. There he went. And there's very pencil. Great search bait out here. You just rip this thing. You don't even have to walk the dog. Typically inshore, you're walking the dog with this. You just rip this thing across the surface as fast as you can reel. They're gonna eat it. With the proximity of the Everglades to the Florida Keys, it's one of those destinations a lot of the guides take off from. Florida Bay in the Everglades area is known for its inshore species of fish, whether it be snook, trout, redfish, or the silver king and the tarpon. This is an area that is probably one of the coolest areas to fish. It's a national park, it's untouched, it's a treasure. And not only that, it offers wonderful camping experiences that you can take the family out here, spend a weekend or spend some time, do your own exploring, and at the whole time, pretty much be in the epicenter of some world-class fishing.
Yeah, there's a couple of decent ones right there. Going for you, oh.
I'd go quick with it. Like that. There's some more nice ones out there. I would definitely keep that big mullet out there.
Yeah, he's out back, just hanging right there. Yeah, there we go.
That's the good one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the good
one.
Oh. What do you have him on?
This popper.
A little better fish here. Oh, what a cool take. How great was that? Looked like he's trying to eat the lure out of the side of his face. Look at the colors on that. I'll tell you what, man, this dolphin fishing has been good. Tuna fishing, a lot of small ones, but it still was fun. The Florida Keys is a wonderful destination to come to, whether you enjoy fishing or diving, paddleboarding or kayaking, or just sightseeing and enjoying the shops. It's a warm, welcoming place that everybody should experience. Out of my way. Oh, and I broke the rod. You know, what good are you? Are you executive producer or what are you? How do you say your last name? Hedgepeth.
Capt.
Okay,
Jeff
ready?
Hedgepeth.
Ready? All right, ready? Tavernier Creek and Tavernier Creek. Ready? Tavernier. Ready? Just crazy, 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 I tell you. Fish everywhere. Was that going the right direction or no? Ready? 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 I will say ready.
Ready.
Just so you know. Wow, what a morning. Leaving Tavernier Creek.